It's the Luke and Pete Show. We're back again on Thursday the 16th of April. Ooh, it's my 45th birthday pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's what? That is a big milestone.
There cannot be a human being alive that has met you that thought you'd make 45.
What can I get out of this birthday? What can I say to my partner? Darling, I'm 45. I simply need that leg lengthening surgery I've been talking about.
I tell you, I went down a rabbit hole watching some of those videos after you told me about that surgery, and it is fucking horrible.
Don't get those leg lengthened legs caught in a rabbit hole. They'll snap, they're weak.
I'm fully prepared to accept that as a tall man, I cannot empathise enough with the situation and that people are just going through a hell that I don't know about because they're short. Right. But I cannot believe for one moment that being like that is better than being short.
I think they're. It's a bit.
You can't even run.
It's the. I think you probably can eventually, but
not really. You basically run like some kind of bad guy in Resident Evil.
Well, yeah, it's true. They go too far. I think you should just give yourselves a couple of inches. Just don't go for the full fucking 6-7 inches because it's all in your tibs and fibs, isn't it? Rather than actually having it's just too long in one of the limbs. It's not right.
You're perfectly fine as you are, Peter. I think the one thing you would probably like for your 45th birthday is a bit more space, a bit more time to yourself, maybe.
Bit more space, bit more time to yourself. To be fair, fine. I'd like to be able to tidy up the cabin. To be honest, I filled an entire.
That's depressing.
I don't know. I think it is really. I think it is just having a bit of time and space to do a bit of DIY, sort the garden out a bit. I just listen.
Have you seen it in Parks and Rec where Leslie Knope gets Ron Swanson a birthday party, and it turns out he's really worried about it because he hates birthday parties, and it turns out what she's got him is she's booked out a whole big meeting room for him, put on his favourite movie, and he'd given him some scotch and a steak to eat, and he has like an hour to himself, and he thinks it's the best birthday party ever.
Yeah.
Would that work for you?
I think so, yeah. Just but I think I'll need everyone in my life to sort of say, Pete, you don't have to think about anything for a little while. Because my job isn't stressful or in any way hard work, but with our jobs, there's always something to do, isn't there? There's always something to do. Yeah. And I find that very cloying. I find that very problematic for my old bonds. So I just need everyone to sort of go, it's fine, Peter. It's fine.
Well, I can do that anytime you ask me to, Peter. That's not a hardship for me.
Yeah, I don't believe you though.
But I think real change has to come from within, though, Peter, doesn't it?
I know it's not your fault, is it? It's not your fault for crying out loud.
You invite some of that pressure on you. Speaking of Ron Swanson, by the way, he one of the greatest TV restaurant orders ever is when he says to the waiter, when the waiter asks him what he wants, and he says, "Give me all the bacon and eggs you have." And he says, and by the way, before you go away, you might be confusing that with me saying that I want a lot of bacon and eggs. No. Give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
Is it another one he orders? Give me an animal and the thing the animal eats. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, why you give me food my food eats. Yeah.
Yes, why you give me food the food eats. Nice.
I know what I'm about, son. Anyway, how have you been, Peter? What's been going on this week? I mean, Monday we went on a real deep dive into all the earthly delights of child murderers and prison drugs. So what's happening today? What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, what have I been doing? I've mainly been got a WrestleMania trip next week. So obviously,
lovely.
Prepping some pre-records
for that. Texas.
No, it's back to Vegas. Unfortunately, they put it in. They put it in Vegas again, Luke. And I don't care for that place. Have you ever been?
I haven't. I'd like to go. Donald Trump will probably be there, will he? Find the time, will he?
No, I don't think. I don't think he really attends sporting events anymore, does he? I don't think he's hammered. I think he knows that he gets absolutely done over.
Yeah.
You're
still
maybe
going.
Kash Patel. Maybe Kash Patel will run in. I Show Speed and Kash Patel.
In his FBI branded trainers that he's designed.
In his FBI branded trainers.
You've got.
It's probably with Christy Norm and him and people like that. Less so Pam Bondi, but like people like that, Hegseth as well. You know for a fact you're because Donald Trump, for all that he's not going to be the Donald Trump of 2016. He's not going to be hiring and firing all the way through his tenure. He's going to try and do this properly. Like cash in the till, just do it properly and try and not have so many firings in his tenure. With them, you do sort of go. That's why they're doing all this stuff, because they know they've got like a year and a half, and then they always get shit canned. So you may as well just get everything. Get those Fabergé eggs in the carrier bag and get it all as quickly as you can.
Like proper fall of democracy stuff, isn't it?
Just grab everything.
Like those blokes grabbing that stuff from Saddam Hussein's palace.
Yeah, and get as many jackets as you can, because for a fact some sickos like me will buy them on eBay afterwards. This is Kash Patel's, 32-inch chest FBI chest jumper
Charles
he had made.
Flak jacket. Yeah,
this is Marco Rubio's big shoe. Like, I'll buy that. Brilliant. Absolutely.
What did you make of Christy Noam's husband's fake tits?
I mean, they'll go. I mean, just like it's like when you buy vinyl by the yard. It's like buying books by the yard. Those titties are massive. Like just by weight, they'll be an atrocious amount of money to buy.
To ship. What do you make of them?
I think they might be wearing him, rather than him wearing them.
I think you're right.
I think it's one of those. I think a lot of left leaning or certainly Democrat leaning, political guys are having their cake and eating it, because they're all about don't kink shame and stuff. But then they're sort of going, well, him doing this would mean that he's actually a bit of a doing all the OnlyFans, $25 an hour kind of stuff. Yeah. That's actually a security risk. I'm going. Yeah, is he really going to be talking about secrets, or is he just going to be going, come on, big jugs? Whack, whack, whack. Stop talking about my wife's job.
Big old busters, aren't they? They're big old busters.
Big old busters. Good on him. Let him have some fun.
Is it unfair of me to say?
Not a happy home life. He's fucking killing. He's fucking dead dogs all over the fucking place. His missus is fucking fucking what's his name? Jeez,
oh yeah. But Peter, is it unfair of me to say that photo of him with those big jugs was a bit Pete Donaldson energy?
Yeah, and the dog looking around the door going, fucking hell.
I've been caught.
I'm part of this now. Brilliant. Cheers. Daddy.
Why didn't we think to put a big pair of fake busters on you when you were Richard Keys? That would have made it funnier.
I don't know. I think they're very aggressive. Just like it or not, they're very aggressive.
You were smearing Nutella in the gusset of the white pants. So what's wrong with having the big pair of fake titties on there?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a strange one, but yeah. What you like? I like the bimbos. I like the inhabiting another world in video games and things and films. But what are you getting out of that? Get your boob. God, look at my big boobies. And you're talking to a woman who's also got boobies, so it's kind of a bit of a busman's holiday for her, surely.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Get it is what it is.
But I don't think it's for you to get it, is it? I think it's people just like what they like.
To get it.
But that guy used to rub bread around the toilet.
Yeah.
People just like what they like.
Horses for courses, isn't it? Good on them.
Horses can be involved.
Horses can't be involved. They can't be involved.
We shouldn't let the horses be involved, because
we shouldn't let horses be.
Speaking of animals, though,
I saw a donkey recently with a massive penis, and then it clicked for me that's why they call it hung like a donkey.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that penny's dropped, has it?
Yeah. Well, I just thought that donkey's got a needlessly large, because they're small. Yeah, but they're smaller horses, aren't they? Horses should have a good old wanger, especially the way that they have sex is quite difficult. And horses, mares have got a big old ass, so you've got to kind of get past that, haven't you? I suppose, but functionally, donkeys don't. Donkeys don't need to be proportionally that large. I don't think, anyway. So I told him off. I said, greedy, slapped it, ran off.
As Sun Tzu said, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. So as low as I am to talk at this point, is there anything else you'd like to add on that?
No.
I was at the Lambeth Country Show once, and are you aware of what the Lambeth Country Show is?
Yeah, it's John Lewis on grass.
Yeah, kind of, but it's more Yeah, kind of. It's got a bit of that about it. But anyway, it's actually, we used to go every year because it's free for people in Lambeth, and it's a nice summer event. They've actually cancelled it now because of cutbacks, which is really sad. I don't really know what my council tax is going on these days, but there we go.
Yeah, I mean, could they not just charge everyone to sort of get in? It was very popular. All my mates who lived in like Herne Hill used to go.
I believe that it's. I believe it's something to do with the amount of pressure that Brockwell Park is under because the sheer amount of events they have. They now have like a festival every weekend there through the summer, and it's ruining it. Apparently, so there's a lot of pressure.
When Wireless is on, when Kanye's not doing it. They've cancelled Wireless. That's a free weekend for Hyde Park. Do it in there.
It's not in Hyde Park, is it, anymore? It's not been for years, Grandad.
Has it not? Where was Wireless?
It's in Finsbury Park now, isn't it? Bruno, is it in Finsbury Park? I think it is. It used to be in Hyde Park. We went as O2.
No way. Is Wireless in Finsbury Park now? Oh.
Yeah, because it was in Hyde Park when we were at XFM, right?
Yeah, I used to get loads of freebies. I used to have to go down there and have like free tickets, and people used to call it indie fishing. People would I'd cast my rod out, and people would come over and I'd give them the tickets.
Well, then I think what happened, Peter, and I'm not. This is just my theory. I think the people who run Hyde Park, whoever they are, London Parks or whatever, City of London, whoever it is, they probably saw there's a lot of money to be made there, so they started doing their own one, which is British Summertime.
Oh, is that what that is? Right,
and
sorry.
Wireless moved to Finsbury Park.
Right.
So
is O2 still involved in the Wireless?
Not sure.
I don't know. Not
doesn't
important,
matter.
Is it? Sorry, Luke.
It doesn't. No, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. The Lambeth Country Show.
People's kinks.
Allow me to wrestle this back to donkey dicks, quite literally.
Right.
At the Lambeth Country Show, there is a portion of it which is like where they bring working farmers up and they showcase the animals and stuff, and they teach like city folk how to herd sheep and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of donkey rides.
Right.
At one year, and I remember there was a donkey there that had a cock that was so big. I actively remember the woman walking the donkey over to the other side of the paddock because I don't think it should be. It was just making a scene. People were making a scene. There's a lot of IPA dads there, like uploading to the gram. It's not the spirit of the event.
Put some trousers on it. Just strap it to the. I don't know. Paint it a different colour.
By the way, do you get IPA dads where you are?
Yeah, you do. What in our company?
No, I just mean when you go to the playground for your kid, and there's like, just a couple of dads with baseball caps on, and there's tote bags, and they're talking about how much they love the Screen Rock podcast, and try. I like Screen Rock podcast.
You've got a real problem with Screen Rock podcast.
No, I don't. I like Jacob.
You like it, but you see it as a indicative of a wider problem. in the manosphere.
I think that's really unfair. I don't think that at all.
Which one don't you like then? Which 5 podcasts don't you like that's not the Screen Rock podcast? I forget now.
Which one? What do you mean?
I can't remember. One of them. One of those ones. Anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Sorry to the Screen Rock, the good people of Screen Rock.
Don't do me dirty to the lads, because I like. I don't know Jake, but I like Jacob.
Don't slap a donkey dick of lies.
But I just think that there's a certain type of dad which annoys me. And they tend to be of that type.
Right. Do they dress like you and look like you? Unfortunately,
I look really foolish in baseball caps, so I don't really tend to wear baseball caps. And I don't drink IPA, but they probably are like me. They're probably Luke coded, yes.
Luke coded, yeah. There's a little bit of that action going on. It's mainly like, they're Patel dads, aren't they? Paddle,
yeah, there's a bit of that.
Paddle dads.
But they're trendier than paddle. They're kind of like they wear really aggressively turned up jeans.
Okay, fair. Okay,
yeah, and I actually met a dad for the first time the other day. It's great to meet a new dad who you like, and he was a guy in his 40s, decent type, worked in the city, liked boxing, and I was like, okay, right, I could get on with this guy. He probably thought I was a bellend, but I was really happy to chat to him because he wasn't way younger than me and trendier, and I just feel like sometimes those types of dads, they don't want to be dadding. They just want to be chatting to their pals and being seen. They're not getting involved. It's a shame. I think at the heart of it, it's a shame.
I had my daughter's 3rd birthday at some soft play area around the corner, and we had a load of families descending, parents of kids that were arriving, and there was one dad I liked who was a truck driver.
Oh, great! That's great.
Spoke out truck driver, and he's just got a new truck, and they don't even have got all the mod cons. Don't even have wing mirrors anymore. Just cameras, just fucking cameras. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I cannot tell you how much I would love to meet a dad at a party that was a truck driver.
Mm.
That'd be
I
great.
recommended Euro Truck Simulator to him, but then I remembered that that would be a bit of a busman's holiday.
Yeah, it's the last thing he needs. That. Isn't it? In fact, that's demeaning to his profession, even saying that you play it.
Why? I'm just sending the old fertiliser to Birmingham, straight from the Strait of Hormuz to Birmingham. That's what I was doing.
Straight for moves. What? It's an amazing latest chapter in the experts of Twitter universe, isn't it?
Yeah, Strait of Hormuz.
It was COVID. It was American politics. It was Brexit. It was trade deals.
Yeah, I like it when they sort of come up when the disruptors and the outside the box thinkers sort of come up with a new plan that no one's ever thought of, and they sort of say, "Well, look, see this bit of it's just near the Strait of Hormuz and in a different country that's not Iran. Just drive the trucks of oil across here."
Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Do you know how big a fucking tanker is?
It's like
do you know how many trucks that would take?
It's like the equivalent.
You'd use more oil getting across. You'd use more oil doing that.
Yeah, those tankers don't play, do they, Peter?
They don't play, mate. They're pretty girthy boys. They're pretty capacious, mate. It's like a Sports Direct mug. I'll tell you what.
Speaking of animals, and specifically donkey dicks, I did want to bring this in. Did you see this? See the world's oldest land animal, Jonathan the tortoise? You know about him?
No.
So Jonathan the giant tortoise. Guess how old he is?
They can live like 140, can't they? 140, 150? It's old fellas.
193 years.
What?
And a lot of people mistakenly think that he lives on the Galapagos Islands, but he doesn't.
No.
He lives on the island of St. Helena.
Right. Is he in a zoo, presumably? Or is he just sort of...
I'm not really sure. I think it's like more of a kind of sanctuary type thing. But
right, so he's got free reign and free range.
St. Helena is a fascinating place. I used to work with a lady from St. Helena, and it's genuinely right in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy.
I was going to say, and it's genuinely bad at Excel. And it's genuinely bad at making teas.
She lived in Portsmouth. She was
right.
from St. Helena. Some would say she's gone out the frying pan straight into the fire, one island to another. But anyway, the point being that that it was being reported last week that Jonathan the giant tortoise had died, and so everyone was talking about it, and then it turned out after that the reason that news was being reported is because a crypto scammer was asking for crypto donations in the memory of Jonathan the giant tortoise, and Jonathan the giant tortoise was very much alive.
Oh, okay. So it pretended to be. Yeah, so it pretended to be the account that supports Jonathan the giant tortoise. I mean, I guess for like people, I reckon what you need to find is like an animal that is really old, and you want to support it in its, in its later life, or doted. Even like for a funeral or whatever. So what we need to find, like, what's like a famous animal from the monkey? We could say that monkey, Spunk, or whatever his fucking name was, the Chinese, the Japanese monkey that had no friends. Punch, that's
Spunk.
his name.
Where's Spunk come from?
Spunk the monkey. I was being bawdy for effect.
Spunky.
Spunky the monkey. Punch the monkey. We could just say that he died and he got to give some crypto for a casket shaped like an orangutan, a fluffy
it was a macaque,
orangutan.
Wasn't it? A capuchin,
no, but he had a fluffy orangutan with him, didn't he? That was his toy.
That was his only friend.
That was his coping mechanism. That was his, support animal, so to speak.
That story kind of passed me by, really. How do you feel about that story now, Peter?
I don't mind it. I think people are a little bit.
Harambe. Harambe went big for a while.
It was, yeah. I think people flocked to that Japanese zoo and realised that Japanese zoos are not nice. Not as nice as Western ones.
Do you remember Dicks Out for Harambe? Do you remember that?
I remember Dicks Out for Harambe, yeah.
It's just such a weird thing.
It became a bit of a 4chan sort of thing, didn't it? The old Harambe thing. It came a bit...
because Harambe was shot because a boy fell into his enclosure, right?
Yeah, and he wasn't he guarding it or beating the shit out of it or something? He was not like that kid in the 80s that was protected by the rest of the gorillas. He was just fucking brain fucking to this kid.
Where's that come from?
I think he was brain fucking to the kid. He was like dragging the kid around.
Was he dragging him around and stuff?
He was dragging him around. He's having a right old laugh. Come on, mate.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm looking at now. Apparently, several primatologists and conservationists wrote that the zoo had no other choice under the circumstances than to shoot Harambe.
Yeah, completely agree. Could they
Did
not
the boy
have
survive?
Winged it? Yes, I believe the boy survived.
Okay.
Yeah.
It poses an interesting philosophical question about the value of life, doesn't it?
It does, but I mean, I think the kid was.
How are you falling into that enclosure? What actually? How does that even happen?
They're pretty open. They basically, a lot of those enclosures sort of rely on the fact that they can't jump up kind of like quite steep.
Well, the Bristol Zoo one has got a massive moat around it.
Yeah,
and like an electric fence bit on each side of the bank of the moat.
Yeah.
So you can see there's nothing really.
Yeah.
Blocking
doing it.
Yeah.
No.
But the because Jock in Bristol, Bristol Zoo I think is closed now, but Jock was the alpha silverback at Bristol Zoo. And he used to come out every time at the same time and hold his hand out, and the zookeeper would throw him a cabbage and he'd eat it. And then after he finished eating
what a power move.
Only then did the other gorillas come out.
Nice. What a guy. What a dude.
Yeah. And they got those massive crowns on their head, which is like excess jaw muscle, isn't it? Because they're vegetarians, gorillas.
Yeah. I think isn't it just a calcified kind of like, I think when you...
It's from endless chewing, apparently.
Before. Yeah. The... What I would say is with this, the giant tortoise, who is 193 years old, those two lads, if they can travel with a criminal record to wherever they were, St Helena or wherever, it would be those two lads who cut down the Sycamore Gap tree.
Yeah,
this could be their fucking Sistine Chapel, just stomping this tortoise to death. Like that would be.
Come on, Pete. Bruno is absolutely beside himself hearing you say that. He just rolled his eyes and like big exhale.
He's next. I'm just saying that, like, they shocked the UK with an absolutely selfish bit of horrific
How do you feel about the
vandalism.
Felling?
Didn't really have that much of a handle on it before we heard about it. Now it's a big deal. They never really, and I'm from that part of the country. One would suggest.
I thought you'd be pissed off about it.
Yeah, it wasn't really sort of. If you knock down, I don't know, the Angel of the North or something. Or like the Tyne Bridge. I mean, that's more of a statement, isn't it? But I don't recall ever hearing about this. If you, I don't know, pissed off high force and low force waterfalls near Hartlepool, I'd be furious. If you poured green food colouring into that, I'd be furious naturally. But the Sycamore Gap tree is not something that I ever sort of thought of. So what I'm saying is, these lads, if they want to really, spit in the face of the Lord and upset everybody, kill that tortoise. Come on, lads. This could be your crowning glory, killing a 193-year-old giant tortoise.
I'm not this with a response,
the world's oldest land animal.
What I am going to say,
booting its head off. Crap.
You get listen, you get shanked in prison for that.
You would get shanked in prison for that.
Do you know what prison term? Speaking of prison, do you know what prison term Daniel Graham and Adam Carruthers, who felled the Sycamore Gap tree, were sentenced to?
Oh, I reckon they probably got a lot more than they were. You would get if you felled any other tree.
Well, have a guess.
I reckon the younger one probably got a suspended sentence, and the older one probably got 2 years.
They both got 4 years, 3 months.
That's a
spicy,
bit of
spicy. That's
a bit of a. That's a Shemima Begum, that is. That's a disgrace.
It's not a Shemima Begum, is it?
That's political. That's political, that is. That's disgusting. I don't want to live in a country like that.
One of the guys is like, they're both of age, Peter.
Yeah. All right, fine. The younger one. How old's the younger one?
39 and 32. Though. I mean, they look very. They look.
I thought one of them was like. I thought it was like the Washington Sniper.
No. I mean, I would
like
just say,
16 or something.
I would just say, I hate to kick a man while he's down and currently serving bird, but I mean, This is a ripe 39-year-old. This, I mean, this is paper round in Baghdad stuff. This, I mean, the guy, I reckon the guy looks, he looks not a shade under 55.
It's both. That's what we all look like. I'm a hottie up there. I'll tell you what.
That's simply too far.
Oh.
And also the thing, they both look like a pair of absolute wrong uns. And the funny thing about it is, if there is a funny thing about it, one of them felled it with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And so that's the noisiest thing you can use. The second one filmed it.
Yeah.
Great. Not what I described the perfect crime, is it?
Didn't they? They didn't actually film it. They had like sort of infrared kind of like far in the distance kind of like webcam footage of the thing going down. But then they also, I think, the lad who filmed it wasn't actually filming the tree felling itself, but you could hear a chainsaw absolutely going for it in the background when he's, talking. Like, well, it's kind of an open and shut case, really, isn't it? It's geolocated to this sycamore gap bit, and
probably what 3 words?
Chainsaw in the background. Probably what 3 words? Yeah. I wonder what 3 words is sycamore gap.
The judge deemed it a quote moronic mission.
Moronic mission.
Yeah,
that's all right. That'll do. Yeah. Bulky nightlife indulges. Come on.
What is it?
Bulky nightlife indulges is the sycamore gap. I mean, that is it. That it was a nightlife indulgence, wasn't it?
And it was
bulky to carry home. Yeah, exactly.
Man, I think we might have hit upon the secret of the universe here.
I know. Where's your yeah, all right.
They also, by the way, the 2 lads, they also fell out. Yeah. Apparently, they were friends and they fell out
after that because
the stress.
Did one of them sell out the other one?
I don't know, but I think it's I think probably just the pressure of it just really damaged their friendship, I suppose.
It would do. Like I don't feel like they're avid news readers, but
they're avid readers.
They possibly wouldn't know how many. They possibly wouldn't know how much of a problem it was. I would say, but they probably wouldn't know what a shocking thing it was.
Well, they planned it and did it to cause as much outrage as possible. Are you trying to get into the ballpark of suggesting that, like, if you were, say, 15 or 16, it might be something you would do just to be outrageous?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's like, I think if you're a lot younger, you could probably get away with a bit of not doing any birds and sort of saying, well, look, it's we didn't understand it's the goalkeeper who did the Hitler salute stuff. I am too stupid to understand who Hitler was. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Wayne Hennessy,
it's the Wayne Hennessy defence in many ways.
I can remember people when I was growing up, pulling walls over, putting shop windows in, just mindless stuff. Yeah. Which when you look back on it now, it's like that's actually pretty horrible. Like if you were to steal something from like a big supermarket or something, that's kind of. I mean, can't really get too exercised about that, but like.
No.
Targeting like a local family-run business or a family's property or whatever, it's just an awful thing to do. And I think this definitely falls under that kind of bracket, that kind of category, I would say.
Yeah.
But anyway, listen, Jonathan the Giant Tortoise, going back to him, one thing you have to say about Jonathan is that it's incredible the amount of generations of royal families he's met. He's met every monarch.
Has he?
Yeah, he's met every monarch going way back.
In even the problematic ones?
I think George VI is one of them. Who
nice.
The reluctant king, as they call him.
Yeah.
So there we go.
So, yeah.
Anyway, let's get out of here, Peter.
Would you like
you're
to
about to say, we can say on Monday.
All right, okay. I'll start the next show with it.
Okay, that's a promise, is it?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it's going to be, so you can say whatever you want, but I believe you.
Exactly. All right, we'll be back on Monday. Look after yourselves. Hello at Peter Show is the way to get involved and get in touch. Rory, sling an ad break somewhere in there. We'll see you later.
He's called you Rory.
Not Rory. Not Rory. Brumore. Oh, God.